All right. So let's jump right into it. I don't like long YouTube videos, and I know when we cut straight to the point, it makes the video a whole lot better. So, welcome, guys. If this is your first time, if you are coming back to watch my content again, then appreciate you. Let me just go ahead and share my screen. Today, I'm going to go over my favorite setup on GBPUSD. I actually took this trade earlier today. So let's get into it, right? This trade was basically taken on the H4 time frame. But before me taking the H4 time frame, I had to understand what was going on the weekly time frame. This took me a very long time to understand um, because I was always all over the place on each time frame. If I'm trading an H4 setup, then I'm paying attention to the weekly time frame. And you'll understand this when I break this down. So looking at the weekly time frame, I'm paying attention to what is the market structure, right? So because we can see that we've been overall have been going up, I'm I'm reading the market structure for a bullish trend. So I'm looking for higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, right? So we can see that right over here. If we was to check out just a little bit, you don't have to go all the way over here. None of this, all this is old data, right? You want to pay attention to what's currently happening right now. So the most recent structure that was happening was we saw this support, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then somewhere over here, that's where I started to scale in because again, if this is the market structure, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, we can anticipate that the market can possibly do yeah, reverse somewhere in this area where I'm not going to go over PRZ levels, but somewhere in the area and then start making its way to continue to make its new higher high. So when I noticed that we were at these levels, right? In the previous past in the past when we have been at this price, it has shot straight up before. So there was a strong chance that price coming right back into it, it can start making its way back up. So let me just go ahead and scale back in. So as I know that, right? This is gonna be a pretty quick video. So as I understand that, that's when I went ahead and paid attention to the structure that was going on the H4 time frame. This is very important because I needed to understand when when was the market going to shift so I can shift with it entirely. Because if we can see, the market has been going down to make that higher low, right? So as it's been going down, that's where I start paying attention to the structure that is happening on this H4 time frame. So as we can see on the H4 time frame, um we got a higher low, but when we created this lower high ended up, let me scale in a little. Let me zoom in a little bit more. We made a lower high, but the market wasn't ready. The market wasn't ready to continuing to make its way to the upside. So what it did was that it created a lower high because it closed lower than this resistance over here, right? And then as we can see, price had broke underneath this support, creating its first lower low. And then we started seeing the downtrend market happening. Lower high, broke through support, made a lower low, lower high, lower low because it broke through support, came back and never broke above previous supply levels. never broke above. It respected it and then started making its way down again. So as it came back down to the support level, there was like price can go three ways in three different directions. It can go up, it can go down, and then it can go sideways. All right. And then it can go sideways. When market is going sideways, that means it is just consolidating. And that's what we can see that was happening here. For a while, it was just consolidating, meaning that there wasn't no new higher highs, there wasn't no new lower lows. It was just going, hitting resistance, coming back down, making its way back up, and then coming back down until we broke out of that consolidation. Meaning this support level making its way to the downside, I noticed a lower high right over here. Slower high. I understand this because I can read the chart on this H4 time frame, but for you to see the market structure a little bit more clear, don't be afraid to go down on this H4. I mean on this H1 time frame to see this clearly right here. So a lower high was created because it closed lower than this resistance over here. And then when it broke through the support level, there was a new lower high that was created, then a lower low. This is where I'm paying attention to. All right, we came out of this consolidation level and we started making again new structure to the downside. When market pushed aggressively to the upside, breaking through previous lower high, which was right over here. This is my entire setup that I trade 90% of the time. So in order for market structure to change direction from a bearish market, it needs to break a lower high, meaning a strong push to the upside, breaking above previous lower high, making its first higher high. And we can see that when market had pushed aggressively right over here. See all this? Market pushes above, creates its first higher high. I'm going to change that. So now I understand that the H4 is now correlating with the weekly time frame because the weekly time frame has been going up, right? So the next thing that I'm waiting for is that, all right, since we've now changed direction on the H4 time frame. So now all I'm waiting for patiently is a higher low, because for new market structure for the upside, starts creating its higher low, higher high, higher low, and then continue on its way up. So I was paying attention to this area that was consolidating just a bit, came down to my PRZ zone, 50% level, entered right over here, stops right under it, exited out at 53 pips. That was a 1-to-2 risk ratio. And that was my trade that I take 98, 99% of the time. This has literally made me thousands of dollars for just simply waiting for this setup, paying attention to that weekly time frame to correlate with that H4 time frame. And now here, there is some news that's happening. There's some news, some GBP news. We got CPI that's going to be released at 2 a.m. So If it's good news, then we can continue to the upside. If it shows bad, then there's a slight chance that if we break below here, that is where I'll start shifting my analysis. Let me take this away. And then continue to the downside with how the overall H4 structure has been moving. But for now, we are on a uptrend because we have broken above lower highs, right? Created its first higher low, made its new higher high. And now we're at that level around a possible reversal. So it's not a bad time right now. I'm just paying attention to this area up until that news comes out, because I do want to see what it shows. 1 to 2 probably be my next trade. So gonna wait for London session, a little bit closer to London session to take this trade. So it's not bad. This is my favorite setup that I say I take 98, 99% of the time. All I'm doing, the hardest part about this setup is that you just have to learn how to wait and have patience. So if this was helpful, like, subscribe, share, drop me a comment, let me know your thoughts, let me know if you learned something. I am, answering my DMs to everybody that reaches out to me. I'm always checking my emails. Planning on doing something special with having a webinar, a group webinar. So if you would like to be a part of that, just reach out to me, drop it in the comments. Let me know if you need help or what you're struggling with your trading. What are you struggling with, and what would you like me to go over so I can, add that to my list of things to do. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys got some value out of this. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this or end this now. So see you guys on the next one.